Grand Rising. So, this morning I titled my morning moment a rant about love. And to be absolutely transparent, I really didn't have a subject this morning. Um, but since love is what is required in life for fulfillment, happiness, joy, all those great words. Um, but that's not why I wrote down a rant about love. I'm actually experiencing something um, that is a challenge for me. And it all goes back to our own personal worthiness. I have someone that's very, very close to me that is going through heartbreak. And it affects me because I am that person. I am that person that loves deeply. Um, and so when someone else that I love is going through something, it affects me. And I know for a fact, um, and this person's not alone because I literally have been there several times. I think all of us have experienced heartbreak, a breakup of a relationship, maybe even being in a relationship with someone who maybe not at the time we realized was abusive in one way or another. And for the most part, in this situation, it was like mostly mental. Um, Not mostly, it was mental. Let me not put it out there that it was anything else but that. But um, yeah. And so I think I wanted to just speak a little bit about love because, and the reason, and literally the reason why I even created my page, and I'm coming into more of a clearer and clearer definition every day, it seems like. But the main reason why I even started it is because it is so important. It is literally the foundation of getting everything that you want in life. But not just that, being happy, fulfilled, satisfied with who you are as a person, with who you are that God made you to be. And we can take Him out of the equation. It is literally just, do you want to stop the suffering, your own personal suffering in your life? And if the answer is yes, the first thing that you can do is to learn, practice, start loving yourself, accepting yourself, being okay with yourself, celebrating yourself, knowing, knowing, knowing you are enough. And so, for most of us, and not everyone, but for most of us, the lack of love for ourselves goes back to our childhood at some point. It goes back to whether or not you were loved in the presence of whoever raised you, whoever taught you how to love, whoever you felt love from. And if there was a lack, or if there was an experience, or whatever the situation was, that's what you learned, right? And so when you come into those situations in life, and sometimes it's not this way, to be honest with you, but for the most part, this is where you learn these things about love and relationships and things of that nature. Um, and sometimes it's unconscious. Like, you might obviously, if your mom and dad, or your mom and, her boyfriend or whatever, or your dad and his girlfriend, or your grandma and your grandfather, or whoever raised you, your aunts, whoever. But how you saw that, how you experienced that, is more often than not how you conduct yourself, and it literally can be it can be unconscious, or it can be the experiences that you've had in your lifetime, and those experiences have taught you something, right? Or at least you think that it has taught you something, and so therefore you continue to conduct yourself in that way over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I guess all I really want to convey is that if we take the time to heal all of those wounds, all of those experiences, all of those heartbreaks, all of those tragedies, all of those disappointments, and start doing the work to actually looking ourselves in the mirror and telling ourselves how beautiful we are, how unique we are, how amazing we are at doing blah 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 blah, whatever the thing that you do most with the least amount of effort. There's amazing things about you, unique things about you that you don't even recognize. And the reason why you don't recognize them is because you don't value them. You don't see them. It's the reason why social media and all these television shows and these people, reality TV and all of this, that's why it's so popular, because we don't value ourselves, we don't know ourselves, we don't love ourselves, and so therefore we're on a search on the outside, looking for something inside, which is, it doesn't mesh, because you're putting on something that is not you. All of us are fearfully and uniquely made. None of us are the same. Not one. And so all of those distractions, and it doesn't have to be TV, social media, whatever. It could be a man, right? It could be a woman, depending on um, what floats your boat. It doesn't matter. What is most important is finding a way, doing the work really, but finding a way to spend time with yourself and evaluate, really, what is it that I want? And you don't have to know the answer, but at least ask yourself. Maybe write some things down. How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up in the world? How do I want my relationships to be going forward? Because so far, they've been pretty painful. What do I want to do differently going forward? Because I would like all of us to make loving ourselves an absolute priority in life. An absolute priority. It is so important because actually it lends to your own personal happiness, your own personal ability to deal with life. Because life is not perfect. So you're going to go through ups and downs, you're going to go through challenges and things of that nature. But how you handle it, it all goes back to your own, yeah, it all goes back to how you value yourself, how you see yourself, how you love yourself. And so, yeah, this morning I just wanted to rant about love and how important it is in our personal lives. Um, and I just want to say this: you will never be able to do enough, give enough, or be enough to make another person happy. You can only do enough, give enough, or be enough to yourself. And it must begin from the premise that I am enough. That's where it begins. You are enough. You are enough. And loving yourself, I've seen this several places, that loving yourself is selfish. I'm not sure where that idea came from. I'm not even going to expand on that. Loving yourself is self-full. And it's not coming from like an arrogant part, but I can just give an example. Like, as a single mom, my only desire was to not only survive, but take care of other people, which would be my children. And what I never realized until after they were grown is that I was doing way too much. In other words, there were parts of me that was inside of their life and their business and their this and their that and the other that really didn't have anything to do with me. Guidance and um, being there for them, like when they need me, was really all it is that they needed. And I'm not talking about when I was raising them. I'm talking about as they grew into their adulthood. And I realized that the reason why I was doing that is because I had given myself away and didn't really know, right? Didn't have any idea like who I was outside of that role. And as I began to peel back and peel back and peel back, I realized that I needed another level of love. And that love was for myself, right? And so sometimes when we are just parents, period, we don't have to be a single parent, parents, period, taking care of other people, doing for other people, being all things to other people, we are taking away from ourselves. Where is our time? Whereas, I mean, do we even get a second to just breathe, right? To just let your shoulders down. And I know that we live in a society where everyone thinks that like self-care is, getting your nails and your feet done and going to get a massage and things of that nature. But that's cool. That's the cool part of self-care if that's what you want to do. But me personally, like my mind and my heart has to be okay as well. Which is why, the morning routine is an important thing. Having a morning moment for yourself is selfful. Um, Going on a solo date is selfful. Solo travel, if you want to take it there, is selfful. Um, Having boundaries for how people treat you is selfful. Um, Not putting up with not being who you once were is selfful. Um, and so, yeah, so this is definitely a rant because now I've gone into a whole nother subject, but I hope that something that I said has resonated, um, because I don't really want anyone to suffer, for anyone to give themselves away to another person because they don't really, really, really and truly value themselves. Allowing someone else outside of you to dictate who it is that you are and how it is that you are, or to treat you in a way that is not loving. It just saddens me. But I have been there. I've experienced it. I've felt that same way. And I've allowed some of those same things to happen in my own life. So I understand it. All I really want to do is give you another way of looking at it. And pretty soon I will be teaching what it is that I've learned and how it is that I have come out of the darkness of not loving myself and putting other people before me. So, with that, I'm going to go. I hope that you have an amazing day and that something that I said has resonated with you. That maybe you've had an aha moment. I don't know. But know one thing for sure is that you are enough. And it doesn't matter what anyone else has to say about it. You are. And that's it. That's all. Like literally, you are enough. You are worthy of loving, belonging, and joy. Have a great one. See you in the morning.